What's up, gang? All right. Welcome to the Code One Maintenance Show. Drinking my apple juice. And so today's topic is about what is the FAA inspectors looking for, right? And a lot of people get all twisted up and a little scared and get anxious and there's no need to be, because if you already have the experience, if you already have the uh, practical experience, then you should be good to go. And all the FAA is trying to do is to ensure that you have practical experience. And during this meeting, that's what they're looking for, right? So there's no reason to be afraid, to be anxious about these things. Is there some not so nice guys? Yeah, there's a few of those guys out there. And how to handle them is, you still got to become in professional. Like the one thing that I see commonly why people not get their FAA tickets is for a few things. Okay, they want to see documentation. They want to see, uh, they're gonna have an interview with you, and you're gonna go in there not being arrogant. You're being professional is gonna be get you pretty far, right? So we get twisted up that you have to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfect. So it's just my orange juice or my apple juice. I'm sorry. So with that being said, is give them a call. If if you're setting it up with, um, if you're setting it up one on one, then what you want to do is uh, join our program, and or just make an appointment with me. Join our school.com/military-maintainers, and here, let's see if I put a link on there. Here we go. Yeah, there's a link in there, featured guys. And if you're on Facebook, you got it right there, and I'll put it right here in the chat, guys. Make an appointment with me, and then I can help you, give you a readiness score to see if you're going to be successful. Because once we, check, like you're going to pass or you're not going to pass, or you're going to get an A, or you're going to get a P, or you're going to get you both, like I can help you with that stuff. And, and this, trying to fill in the gaps as if I was the FAA inspector, just so you, because these guys are the gatekeepers, right? And I didn't know about this when I was first coming in. I didn't know anything about an AMP. You're gonna keep hearing me say that because it's so, it can, get into the minutia of the regulations that FAA has put, can be overwhelming. And I don't want you to experience that, right? I don't want you to experience it, I want you to make it happen super easy, because I went through months trying to figure everything out. I figured out how to deal with it. I became assistant to the liaison unofficially, but I held them up because I was so passionate about this. I was, you know, working with other companies to get you licenses. My mission is to help you guys get your certification. However that is. So, a lot of things I learned along the way, how to we invested a lot of money into how you can study, how to memorize stuff, because this stuff, you know, a lot of it's going to be rote learning, yes, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we also teach you the concepts so you can get through this faster, because learning the concepts does help you. It's not all just about memorizing, recognizing, whatever the word, fancy word you want to use. As people just these schools like to use. Yeah, there's no other way around it but how can I help you recognize it, right? Build up your own little your memory bank, right? Working with us, giving you ideas to study and be successful, you know. And a lot of people like to think that, oh, it's going to make me a better mechanic. No, you're already a good mechanic. I don't got 2 weeks is not enough time to make you a badass mechanic. That's why the FAA inspector is going to be involved here and checking, how, if your skills are legit. I can tell you one story that uh, there's probably a guy, I can think of one guy that probably shouldn't have been signed off. Just one time. FAA let it slip one time. But it's really just about, and if you're in the military as well, you can go to the Air Force, or in some of your cases, if you're Army, go to the education office, ask about the AMP, and talk about the joints. Or is it JSAM? Joint Services Aviation Maintenance Technical Council. I think that's what it is, and get your certificate of eligibility. And you don't even need to go talk to these guys, and you're pretty much ready to go to start testing, because you read a lot of the FAA form, FAA 8083 books. You read those big old thick old books, big ass books. So um, that's as for the most part, FAA is going to look for just checking your experience. Really, they're just testing you. And you shouldn't be scared. If you're a mechanic, you're a mechanic. There's nothing to be worried about. So, uh, he just went through a gambit of like, hey, how's this battery, or how's this hydraulic stuff? And then we just BS most of the time. And that's how it is most. But provide provide your documents, your training records, have it ready. And he's gonna skim through it, but he's gonna see that you've done some work. And he's gonna, he just needs to warn some fuzzies for you to ensure that you are legit. Okay. Not much to it. And you know, if you meet the minimum requirements that they're looking for, you'd be good to go. It's not much to go into, but a lot of people have every step. By the time they meet, by the time they meet with somebody, they're nervous. And there's no reason to. And I just want you to know that don't go in there arrogant. You're gonna not help yourself. That's how you not get certified. And just be professional, be humble, have your documents provided, and everything. Be professional. Don't be arrogant into there. Don't be demanding stuff, because there's the fastest way of not being authorized to get your credentials. Okay, but that's it. That's all for the day. That's what they're looking for. They're just checking to make sure that you're legit, and also um, you can get a lot of information. It's like, hey, what are they looking for? What's a good school? What's good to study? So some of them are pretty cool, and just let you they answer those questions. So hopefully this was helpful to you. and have a good night pulling chalks. And tomorrow it's going to be around 6 p.m. I'll see you there. Take care.